The title of this mini podcast is Your Internal Geiger Counter. Many years ago, I made a discovery. I was approaching a task I did every year at that time and found myself dragging my feet. There was going to be a lot of hard work involved, so my internal chit-chat told me I was being lazy by not digging right in and doing this necessary work. Then a debate began in my head. I started rebutting myself by saying, I'm not lazy, and offering all the times I had been industrious as evidence. And this back and forth dialogue went on for a while until I noticed it. That's when I discovered my internal Geiger counter. There was a feeling in my body that was driving these mind games, and I was totally unaware of it until I wasn't. I recognized that sensation as similar to one I had about 20 years prior to that. Perhaps a story would be helpful. We had taken a cruise, and my best friend and his wife had come along as well. One of the planned ports of call was the cruise line's own private island, where there were tons of outdoor water sports to take advantage of. Jet skis, swimming, snorkeling, trampolines in the water, rafts, all sorts of stuff. I was like a kid on Christmas morning as we headed down to the beach, undecided as to which present to unwrap first. I wanted to do it all. In my fervor, I was unknowingly elbowing my way in line to start my adventure. How it became known that I was pushing up in line was that I was nudging my friend and his wife out of the way. They laughingly pointed it out, and I was properly embarrassed. It became the story of the cruise. My friend would get a laugh every time when he saw me that week by saying to our group, "Look out now!" That feeling was driving me past politeness. I long after the fact labeled that feeling as excitement. So how are these two bodily sensations 20 years apart similar? It dawned on me that there's a certain amount of discomfort associated with excitement. I just never parsed it out that way before. But the real discovery for me was that I was excited to do this tedious project, but only had tapped into the uncomfortable part of the excitement. The bigger message, though, is that discomfort is a signal, one we often ignore. Our bodies are incredible sensing devices that we give second-class citizenship to. The body always has the answer first. The head is the last to know. The body doesn't debate, it just senses. The mind can make a game of anything, and it often does. This diversion in our head keeps us divorced from our body, and we ignore the signals from our front line while our pseudo-commander, our intellect, smokes cigars up on the hill and debates endless strategy. It pays dividends to pay attention to what your internal Geiger counter is telling you. We often hear the term women's intuition. It's nothing more than women being more in tune with their bodies than men. More goes on in a woman's body in a month's time than happens to any man. Women have a sense of their body, yet both men and women could pay more attention. The more attention you pay to your internal Geiger counter, the more high-quality information you'll get in your mind. Discovering your internal Geiger counter can save you from endless diversionary debates. And as a bonus, you may find some excitement in the process. All the best, John.